The kind of things I'd be doing just to be able to get a footage, it's crazy. And that might be an exaggeration. To go on the beach, to be on the mountain, to not be here all the freaking time. So as a person who's just entered second year, there are a few things that I've understood about college and college life that I think will be very useful for a person who has no idea about how it's going to go. I mean, of course, the first step is to just go with the flow and not stress too much about things, because life happens anyway. But it's also very helpful if you do know a little bit of what's going to happen, so you can prepare yourself for everything that's going to come your way. I mean, my second year has just begun, and it still feels like I'm figuring out a lot of things that I don't know about, that there are a lot of things that there are a lot of options and opportunities, and a lot of things that I'm supposed to be doing, a lot of things that I'm have to do a lot of catching up on. There's still a lot of confusion, there's still a lot of doubt, but at the same time, it feels good. It doesn't feel bad at all. And I feel like that's one thing that sustains throughout the process of adulting and even beyond. The thing is, adulting is bittersweet, and no matter how much you convince yourself that you've already got it under control, that if you work hard enough or if you make more strategic plans, that everything's going to be smooth and easygoing and whatnot. But adulting is that process that teaches you that not everything that you once thought was true is true. It's one of the craziest experiences that you'll ever go through. And the main reason for that is it literally transforms you. It gives you a new meaning. It gives you a new perspective on how you're going to work, on who you are, on how life works, and what you need to do to be able to do that. It's like opening your eyes into a different world. And that might be an exaggeration, but sometimes that's literally how it feels. Other days, it's just boring, and you have to deal with it, and then find stupid things to do, small little side quests, as you would say, to entertain yourselves. Well, this one is mine, but yeah. You know you've started adulting when you get a vacation and all you can think about is rest. It's like, I just want to sleep all day long. I want to take a rest. I need time to recuperate with the kind of trauma that I've been going through for the past few months or days. And that's, I think, one of the craziest things ever. It's when vacation becomes about rest, about not doing anything, about just being in the bed. That's crazy, because a younger me would be like, go out, do this, climb a mountain, experience joy, adventure, fun, crazy, adventure. And yes, vacation also means traveling, which, if you are a traveler, you know how exhausting it can be sometimes. And then you come back and want to take a break from that travel. And that's why I feel like traveling also becomes such an important part of adulting, because I don't understand how people going through life and what kind of life are they living if they're not wanting to travel. Because I desperately need to get out of here, to escape, to see some new things, to go on the beach, to be on the mountain, to not be here all the freaking time. How do people do that? I don't know how their lives are, but I could never not travel. And I especially think that adulting is that phase where you really, really start craving it like crazy. You also start looking at people you've looked at throughout your life in a different lens. So from childhood, you've been looking at your parents, your cousins, your extended family. And as an adult, your perspective of how you look at them slightly shifts and changes. You start, I don't know, considering them as real people. Like, it takes away the authority of the relationship that they're connected to you with. So you won't see them as, oh, that's my uncle, oh, that's the person who blah blah blah, with this characteristic, with this characteristic, with this personality traits. And I think that's great job. I think that's really fascinating, because it sort of gives you you start also nostalgizing about your own dreams as a kid, or the ways that you were as a kid. You start looking at it from a place of either bitterness or from sweet nostalgia. And I think that's also really, really interesting, because we're the same persons. You start treating your past self as a different person, sometimes with a lot of kindness and gratitude, and sometimes with a lot of duration. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. All in all, adulting is a crazy experience of college life, which makes college life so crazy as well. But it's bittersweet. There's some things that pains to let go. That's some things that you get so much clarity on that you start not liking anymore. And so you have to let go of a lot of things. And some things feel like sweet nostalgia. Some things feel like a treasure to behold. There's also immense freedom and liberation in adulting itself, but it also means letting go of the dependency on, maybe your parents or your family, and that makes you feel like you're a bit alone. But overall, it's the most important crazy experiences of your life, because you get to find who you are. You get to know how to rely on yourself, how to trust yourself, and how to love yourself. And that's beautiful. That's definitely beautiful. That, in my opinion, is what makes adulting bittersweet. Of course, there may be other things as well that I'm missing out. How about you tell me?